The Mayor's Alliance was created at a time when 3 out of every 4 animals who came into our city's animal shelter were euthanized. Because New York City's shelter has to accept all animals brought through its doors, far more animals were entering the shelter than were being adopted out. Thousands of animals were being euthanized each year simply because there wasn't enough space or time to hold them and get them adopted. Seeing this as a solvable problem, the Alliance built an infrastructure that included numerous private rescue groups and shelters in our community. We are dedicated to saving the lives of all healthy and treatable cats and dogs brought to New York City's shelter. Working together as a community collaboration, we've been extremely successful. Over the 10 years since we've begun our work, we've saved the lives of nearly 250,000 cats and dogs by focusing on a few key objectives. We've increased pet adoptions, we're reducing animal homelessness through spay-neuter and promoting responsible pet ownership, and raising public awareness about the shelters and rescue groups and the wonderful animals in their care. And we're strengthening the resources available to those groups through training and professional development. The Mayor's Alliance provides a unique link within the New York City rescue chain. You might say that we provide the adhesive that holds the collaboration in place. The Alliance's programs focus on areas where we can provide the greatest support to our member rescue organizations. For example, we provide critical funding to help create a department within New York City Shelter that's dedicated exclusively to arranging the transfer of shelter animals to its partner rescue groups. We provide transportation to physically move the animals out of the shelter. The Alliance is also uniquely positioned to provide these vital services because we are not involved in each group's day-to-day operations, but instead we maintain a broad view of the rescue community and can provide support in a fair and equitable manner. The Mayor's Alliance is in the business of saving lives, and we approach this challenge as a business. We focus on programming that addresses the real needs of our community. One of the most tangible examples of this is our Wheels of Hope transport program. In a city where most residents don't own a car and transportation is always challenging, we recognized that we needed a viable and efficient way to move animals from New York City shelter to rescue partners, to vet offices, or to adoption events. We have 5 transport vans, a team of drivers, and 3 coordinators managing the more than 16,000 animals transported annually. We measure our success in the number of lives saved. Since our founding, we've saved the lives of nearly 250,000 cats and dogs by increasing adoptions, increasing the number of animals transferred to partner rescue organizations, and improving the odds of lost pets being reunited with their owners through microchipping. We've reduced the number of animals entering New York City shelters through vigorous spay-neuter efforts for the animals owned by the public as well as spay-neuter of community cats. As the number of spay and neuters rise, the number of animals entering our shelter decreases. Despite what our name implies, the Mayor's Alliance is not a part of the Mayor's office. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit charity funded solely by foundations and private donors. However, the Alliance does have a unique relationship with City Hall, and sometimes we're called upon to speak on behalf of New York City's rescue community or to provide strategic advice on issues involving animals in our community. We have reduced intake in euthanasia at New York City's animal shelter to historic lows. We've been successful in focusing the efforts of more than 150 rescue groups and shelters on a common goal of life-saving, and as a result have created the largest community collaboration of rescue groups and shelters in the nation. We have gained the attention of New York City's government. We have demonstrated how a community, even one as large and diverse as New York City, can focus its resources and creativity on the problem of pet overpopulation and can change the paradigm from one of reluctant acceptance of the status quo to one of empowerment, progress, and positive change. Along with the rest of the nation, New York City suffered greatly in the economic downturn in 2008. The budget for the city's shelter was deeply cut. This, not surprisingly, placed greater demands upon the Alliance. We had to take up the slack in order to mitigate the crippling effects of the budget cuts on the lives of the animals in New York City's shelter. With additional resources, we can expand our programs in the future to meet the growing demand from an ever-increasing population of pet owners in our community. This means increasing the availability of low-cost spay-neuter services for the public, as well as spay-neuter associated with trap-neuter return for our community cats. It means expanding our Wheels of Hope services to provide crucial transport for more animals on the next leg of their journey to their new homes. We've made so much progress, but there remains two areas where additional resources can have a tremendous impact. Reducing the number of community cats on the street and entering our shelters is crucial to our success in life-saving. Increased trap-neuter return efforts and more accessible spay-neuter resources for community cats are needed if we are to be faithful to our goal of a no-kill community. Reducing the number of pit bull-type dogs entering our shelter is also of paramount importance. Additional financial resources will allow us to ramp up education and spay-neuter programs for pit bull owners to reduce the numbers coming into the New York City shelter. And with additional funding, we can develop more enrichment programs at the shelter to prepare these dogs, once known as nanny dogs, for adoption.